This second video is going to show how you encrypt spreadsheets using the password protection that is incorporated within Microsoft Excel. So I'm going to go back to I'm going to open up a spreadsheet which is another copy of the one that we've looked at before. Now this spreadsheet is, I'll go save as. This spreadsheet is an Excel workbook, so it's not an XLS like the previous one I showed you. So again, I've split my contacts into confidential contacts and normal contacts. And again, I'm going to open up the encryption program which you can get from encryptedspreadsheet.com. And it's the same one. It's called Encrypted Spreadsheet version 1.2. Now, when you first open up this program, it requires you to enter a personal encryption password, which I've previously explained. So I'm going to enter a simple encryption password. And I'm going to enter 3 across, 6 back. And then I'm going to transfer up, and then I'm going to enter 6 down. That provides me with a 57 character password, and I'm going to proceed. Now I'm going to process an encryption. This is a previous encryption which I've done. So if I click on encrypt, in this sheet, in this dialog, part of the dialog box is loaded all the files that are currently open, and so I want to open this one called costing number 1, which is an Excel SX1 spreadsheet, which is the later version of Excel. And I'm going to just I'll pick one sheet because I have to pick a sheet, and I'll pick pi, which is the name of the key, to encrypt that sheet. And now what I'll do is I'll pick another key to encrypt the spreadsheet. And it's always a good idea to use a different key because there are programs that can try and break your password for opening the spreadsheet, and so you don't want them to break the password and then they'd know the password that you've used for the encryption. And I'll process the encryption. Okay, so what you can see now is that it's loaded it. It's loaded that the key name was called random and the sheet was called pi. So if I go back to it, you can see what it's done, and it's loaded that. Now I could decrypt that confidential one and obviously the spreadsheet still retain that same password or not. So if I close this, and now if I open it, I'll demonstrate to you that it's now password protected. So what's there? And now Excel requires me to enter the password that it's been protected with, which is 113 character password approximately, which I don't know it. So if I cancel this, so if I go back to the encryption program, I can do what I showed you before, which is I can click decrypt, or I can just right click on an encryption which I've already made. So I'm going to right click on that one, and this decryption is going to be for that costing number 1. Which is currently now been opened by the program because it knows it was called random, and it knows that one sheet is available to be decrypted. So what I can do is I could decrypt that sheet, which I'll do. And it's decrypting it quite slowly at the moment for some reason. No. Okay, the decryption's complete. And now you can see that the confidential information is now available, and etc. It's just like a normal spreadsheet. So if I save this, so the only problem is the program will try to open up and re-encrypt the confidential information. So one way you could stop it from doing that is I'll just unhide a sheet, which is the decrypted files sheet. So if I didn't want it to re-encrypt it and that sheet, but just have it saved with a password, I could delete this line, which I'm not going to do because I want to save it with a confidential context. Okay, and if I close the spreadsheet, it will re-encrypt it. You can see it's re-encrypted it. So now if I go to reopen it, again I'm going to have the same problem, which is I don't know the password. So that's an example of how you can encrypt a spreadsheet using Microsoft's encryption, which is AES certified. And you can then choose to use the encrypted spreadsheet program to encrypt the sheet or not, because the person who can open up this spreadsheet probably can look at everything, but it's up to you.